Serious, what is your opinion of people who commit suicide?
I feel like there are three types of people who commit suicide. Of course there are plenty of different types of people who do anything, but I feel like suicide victims can be grouped into three categories. The first group is people who are sad and want attention to get rid of their sadness. They don't really want to kill themselves, they just want someone to save them from killing themselves, if that makes sense. But they end up going through with it. The second group is people who are legitimately going through too much stuff in their life. They have experienced too much pain and just want it to end. The reason for the third group is the most saddening. The third group is bored. They don't see the point in living anymore. They aren't sad or angry or anything. They just don't want to live. Don't want to wake up, don't want to go to sleep. Don't want to work a 9 to 5. Don't want to fall in love. They see it all as pointless. 100 years from now they'll be dead anyway. What's 100 years to the universe? They understand people will miss them and be sad. But they also understand how pointless the small group is. They don't find anything interesting or funny or beautiful anymore. They just want nothing. This group is the most saddening cause. I think everyone knows they're right. Deleted. It's their choice. That's the core of my opinion. The only time I would hold such things against a person are based on the manner in which it's done. Basically, if you're going to kill yourself, do it in a way that's not going to fuck over someone else. Don't jump in front of a car, no suicide bombing buildings, don't make a giant mess in a hotel for a maid to find. Basically, don't be a dick. But I guess that goes for all things. So yeah, my opinion is basically it's their choice. Ultimately I have no control over the actions of another. As a disclaimer, I should probably mention that this is coming from someone who's been in the mental health mixer for 10 plus years, partially for this very topic. So, yeah. Edit. Wow. A serious thread like this is something unique. I only made it through maybe 150 comments before it got too heavy and too personal for me. I'm really happy with the reactions I'm seeing, but I fear they may simply be due to the community a place like this draws and not the common public opinion. But I can't handle thinking about this now, so if anyone needs me I'm heading over to /r/catgif and /r/shybleach. My thoughts go out to you all. My mother attempted suicide. At the time I didn't know, we just thought she was sick all day. It wasn't uncommon for her to just sleep all day, she had bad migraines a lot. But the ambulance came, her boyfriend at the time called it, and she got taken to the hospital. I think she was there for a few days and then everything was back to normal for me and my brothers. About a year later she told all of us that she was not sick, and had tried to kill herself. She said her boyfriend at the time had made her feel really worthless, and I guess it got to a point where she felt like me and my brothers, didn't need her and would be better off without her. That was 6 years ago now, give or take, and she's as normal as ever, but it's certainly affected me. My mother was always the strongest woman I had known, and knowing that man somehow convinced her that to die was a better option, well, it leaves me with a burning rage towards him. As for how I feel about suicide, up until then I had thought it was the coward's way out. Now? Well, I'm still convinced I would never let myself do that, but I like the jumping out of a burning building analogy. The other terror those people face must be terrible. I've had my own issues with depression, but I am thankful it's never reached a place where death is the only option. At some point, you stop caring. You look at your life, day after day, and see what it is. You look toward your future and see what it is. It's work, it's hardships, it's waking up in the morning and wishing you could just sleep the rest of the day. But you've been taught that it's worth it. You've been told that so often that you tell that to yourself. You get up in the morning, you work, you endure pain because your loved ones, your fun times, life's beauties make it worth it. Sometimes you can acknowledge life's joys, your loved ones and all the other wonderful shit that you don't deserve. You can acknowledge that your life is pretty damn good. You have friends and family who would die for you, and you would die for them. You experience moments that you will cherish forever. You see things so mystical and beautiful that they give you a sense of a bigger picture, a sense of paradise. Sometimes you can sit back and just know, just feel, that life is good. Then there are other times. Times when you have everything and you know it. You know that life is good, but you don't feel it anymore. You still have the great moments, but you begin to question if they are worth it. If the day in day out struggle is worth it. You're so afraid of the answer that you dismiss it and believe that one day it'll all make sense. And other times the feelings are so lost, you don't care. You don't care about how ungrateful you seem. You don't care about the good times. You don't care about beauty, at least not the same way you did before. You still love your friends and family though. You would still die for them. That will never change. But you don't love yourself. You don't love life. You don't want death, but the pain of not caring, the fear of this being your life, it's torture. At some point the fear becomes overwhelming enough that you don't love anything enough to endure. My sister killed herself after fighting against anorexia. I understand it by the fact that after 7 years of fighting, she couldn't hold it anymore, the pulsions were too big. She had no friend because she was living in the hospital, she hated herself and she lived in a hospital almost 1/3 of her life. I think we should not judge a person that killed himself because you don't know what this person was getting through. You don't have the same feelings as he had, and suicide is often a pulsion that the person cannot control. So please, don't judge a person that killed himself. My father committed suicide. I was angry for a long time, now I am just sad that he had to suffer for so long before. We never knew he was even contemplating it until after, and we put the pieces together. I once went to a Post-Secret event where Frank, the creator of Post-Secret, said that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. In a lot of cases that's probably true, but you never know what people are up against that they may not tell you. So no, I don't blame people that take their own lives, but I think there would be way less of it if people could learn how to see past their current situation, and no matter how hard it is, hold on, because you never know what's coming up next. Could be better, could be more shit, but by taking your life you're guaranteed to never find out. The only real posts you'll see are under controversial, the rest of this shit is just circle jerking. People that commit suicide are just in a dark place. I used to think it was selfish, and if they truly cared they wouldn't have, but after years of talking with troubled youth that are struggling with depression, I realized that line of thinking is actually selfish of me. They truly feel so bad, that never feeling again is preferable. This actually hits pretty close to home. I met a girl when I was 18 and she was 14. She was very depressed, and cut to cope. I talked to her every day, eventually she stopped cutting, I was her release. We would watch Breaking Bad and bond over it because she lived in ABQ. I would resolve her anger, cheer her up. I was her light in the dark, and over the years, she grew up before my eyes, and found the will to not let the darkness consume her. She had a burning determination to succeed at life, and things were looking up. Well, about 10 hours ago she was hiking with some friends and fell to her death. It seems brutally ironic, she finally made it to where she didn't want to die, and goes out to enjoy life, life kills her. Shit, I'm going to miss her. Maya, I'll remember you forever, and the stars twinkle like your eyes. I'll live life a little harder for you. Deleted. I don't like the trend of romanticizing it. Calling it brave, sob stories justifying suicide, etc. I mean, I get it, you've had tough times and depression can pull you down that lane, but goddamn. And I mean no offense to people who've had relatives commit suicide, just my personal opinion. I personally feel that the right to kill yourself is an extension of your right to self-determination. It is of course difficult to say I support suicide, and I don't, really. I don't think people should kill themselves. I do however support their right to do so. If they want to, I don't think it is my place at all to stop or save them. Really, it's just sad acceptance. They're gone, and there's nothing we can do to bring them back. I've had friends kill themselves, and I've been down that dark road very recently. It's where you reach out for help, talk to people, and it doesn't help. It's where no matter how hard you try, things don't get better. It's where you don't see a future. People who kill themselves, it's an absolute last resort. They've exhausted every other option, and can't fight anymore. I didn't know what came after death, but frankly, I didn't care. I just wanted life to stop hurting so much. I don't pity them, I don't envy them, and I don't think they're cowards. But I understand why.